All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and this is your weekly Xur loot and location video. Does he have any god rolls this week? That's what we're looking for, of course. He's in the EDZ, the Winding Cove, in one of his 3 locations right here. Starting from the top, though, he's got the Telesto, the exotic that has single-handedly broken the game more than any other exotic. He's bringing it back. Very strong fusion, definitely worth grabbing. Most of you already have it by now, though. It's been in the game for so long, most of you have it. The exotic gauntlets, the Aeon Swift for the hunters. Now, these are the exact gauntlets that I use every time I do the Grandmasters. I finish champions. Lately, they've been bugging out, but I finish the champions, and it gives my teammates a lot of power ammo. And it's just really, really good attribute to the Aeons, and gives a lot of utility to hunters in endgame. So I would highly recommend to have a pair of these and use these in Grandmasters if you're rocking a hunter. This roll, however, is not the best. You've got really low recovery, really low mobility, so it doesn't really cater well to hunters. The same thing for the Titan, though. You could do the same thing in Grandmasters and do finishers on your Titan. I don't really see it a whole lot, but you definitely could do this. And this is a decent roll of the gauntlets for the Aeons, for your Titan, a 63 stat. Low mobility is a little bit of a waste, but it's an average roll at best. And then the Phoenix Protocol is easily one of the best exotics in the game for the Warlock, especially using Well of Radiance. This roll is pretty average because it's got low recovery and a high mobility, but not a bad one overall. And the resilience on it is actually good for Phoenix Protocol, so keep that in mind. After the well changes, resilience is good. The best weapon out of all 7 of these is this True Prophecy. This roll is a really good roll in terms of you got opening shots, so it's going to give it crazy range. That first shot is going to hit hard. Elemental Capacitor is a surprisingly good perk on these 120s because you'll use an arc subclass and you'll have like really good handling. What these things lack is they have terrible handling and they have terrible reload speed. And steady rounds, although it would decrease the range, would actually make the stability probably manageable on a True Prophecy because it has pretty tough and rough stability. Or you could just use Flared Magwell because it has pretty bad reload. It does have a reload masterwork to go with it, so there's that. And it can make up for a little bit of that range loss with Sure Shot. So the True Prophecy, easily the best weapon if you haven't used a 120 or haven't used this 120. Definitely worth logging on to Destiny 2 and grabbing that. The rest of the weapons, not so much. 7-set of Carbine, Hipfire Grip, and Rangefinder is really not it. Bungie is buffing Hipfire Grip, they mentioned in the TWAB, but even still, you're probably not going to be running around with a 450 auto hip-firing in PvP or PvE. This Last Dance is actually an okay roll because moving target's not bad on a sidearm, and Tap the Trigger is a really good perk. They're literally nerfing this perk for fusions, they mentioned in the last TWAB. High caliber rounds, also pretty good. Range Masterwork, Farpoint SAS. It's actually a decent last word, or Last Dance rather, I meant to say. And could grab that. Especially if you're on controller, you'll probably like this thing. Probably shred some people with this. So between the True Prophecy and the Last Dance, definitely worth grabbing. The rest of them, though, not so much. The Wishbringer, Threat Detector, Moving Target, that is a pretty average roll. And the Truth Teller, Feeding Frenzy Multi-Kill Clip is not it. Honor's Edge with Tireless Blade, Shattering Blade is not it. Not a god roll. And Tomorrow's Answer Rocket is back, which is cool to see, but a Thresh roll without impact casing and with tracking rounds is not the god roll. That's not even a good roll. In terms of armor, this week we've got this 60 stat piece gauntlet with 21 mobility, but it has low recovery. Really the best piece is going to be your helmet right here. You've got 16 recovery and 14 mobility. And for the Warlock, there wasn't really any good or any insanely impressive armor. And for the Titan, there was a really good chest piece that had really high resilience, so keep that in mind. So for the Hunter, a decent helmet. I would say this would be the only one worth grabbing. For the Titan, a chest piece, and for the Warlock, nothing this week. So that's a wrap on your Xur loot and location PSA. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you enjoyed. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.